Right. Yesterday we were discussing about the maintenance of the cluster node, right? So maintenance of the cluster node means you may need to take a downtime for your node, and if that downtime is more than the pod eviction time, so your controller will wait till that time, and if the nodes doesn't comes back, then immediately it will try to deploy the pods on the other nodes. Am I right? Guys, can you hear me? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
So that's how it will happen. So let us try to take a downtime for one of the node. Let us try to take the downtime for one of the nodes. So how can we take a downtime? It may be little long session today, guys. Please bear with me. Okay, so kubectl get nodes. Come on, you tell me which node that we can take the backup. We can take a maintenance. Node 1, node 2, don't say master. Hello? Narayan? Somnath want to take node 1. Somnath want to take node 1 maintenance window, right? So what is the first step that you need to do? What is the first step that you need to do? You need to verify what exactly that are running on that node. kubectl get pods, right? -o wide. -o wide pipe grep. kubectl get pods -o wide pipe grep. Okay. Grep nodes. Node 01. Right. So these are the pods that are running that are running on the node 01, which are some of them are part of, some of them are part of the replica set, some of them are independent nodes, independent pods, right? Some of them are independent pods. So you need to remember that if I take the downtime for my node 01, the independent pods cannot be recovered. Okay. How can we take a downtime? How can we take a downtime? Cluster maintenance. Right. So this is your master, and you are taking the downtime, right? You are taking the downtime, and you have one more node. You have one more node, right? So when you take the downtime, so there are some parts which are part of the replica set. There are some parts which are independent parts, right? Which are independent parts. So I have taken two applications here. One application is part of the replica set, and that is having three replicas. And one more is a independent part which doesn't have any replicas, right? So in this case, how can I take a downtime for my node 01? This is my node 01. Node 01, and this is the node 02. Node 02, and this is my master. This is my master. Okay, so you have to first drain out the node. Okay, so if I suddenly take the downtime, what will happen is your controller manager will look for this node for 5 minutes, then it will then it will start creating the replicas on the other nodes. Here it will start creating the replicas, but you know that it will not come within 5 minutes. And to be safe side, I don't want to take risk, because while taking downtime, you may assume that it will come back in 5 minutes, but what is the guarantee that it will come back? Everything will change while it is coming, while it is rebooting, right? This is the common issues. These are the common issues that while though your time frame or downtime frame is time window, what we can call window is 1 hour, but it may take more than 1 hour sometimes, because a few things will not in our hands, and you cannot validate whether it will come back or not. Okay, without rebooting, there is no way that you can define whether within how much time that the node can come back. Okay, that is the reason why what I'm doing is I am draining out this node. I am draining out this node. Please remember the word drain. What do you mean by draining out? What do you mean by draining out? So move out the parts which are part of the replica set from node 1 to the other nodes which are available for scheduling, right? So what you need to do, first step, drain out the node. Drain out the node. First step is drain out the node, or drain the node. So what will happen if I drain the node? The parts which are part of the replica set will be recreated on other nodes which are available for scheduling, right? Once you drain out the node, then you take a downtime for node 01, and once the activity is done, you need to make sure that the node 01 is available for scheduling. These are the steps that you need to follow while you are taking the downtime. So let me take a this kind of action first. So before I am draining out the node 01, let me verify the other nodes whether they are ready for scheduling or not. kubectl describe nodes pipe grep. How can we validate whether the nodes are ready for scheduling? -I taints, right? So you can see that the node 1 and node 2, okay, these are actually in the order. So since I have done a describe, you will not get the node name. If you want, you can do it for each and every node. kubectl describe nodes master pipe grep -I taints. Okay, since we know that only 3 nodes that we have, and these two are the node 1 and node 2. So both are available for scheduling as of now, but not your master. You know why the master is showing as no schedule? Right. Let me drain out the node. While drain out the node, I want an answer from you. What should happen to my the parts which are part of the daemon sets? Somnath, any guess? There are the parts that are part of the daemon sets. Am I right? So what will happen? Will it move to the other node or not?
No,
Okay, it will not move. Why it will not move?
because only one node in the pod is available. We can not
Right.
any other. Yeah.
Right, wonderful, Pinakin. Yes, you are right. So, as per the daemon set algorithm, each node should run only one pod. Am I right? So, though you run one node or 100 nodes, the concept is one pod on each node. So, when the node comes into the picture, your daemon set is automatically create a pod on that, right? So you don't need to move it out. You don't need to move it out. But your but your Kubernetes command will not allow you to drain out the node. It will warn you that, hey, there is a daemon set running. What do you want me to do that? It will warn you. Let me see that warning. kubectl drain node 01. There is pending nodes to be drained. Cannot delete the pod. See, two things that you are noticing here. One is that the related to the daemon set. One is that the direct pod. Cannot delete the pod not managed by. Can you see? What does it mean? There are some pods which are not managed by these top level objects: replica sets, replication controller, daemon set, stateful set, and job. Right? There are pods. So if you take this pod, this is not being managed by any of this. It is a independent pod. So what it is saying is that there are some pods which are not part of any of this. So I cannot drain out the node. I cannot drain out the node, because if I drain out the node, all these parts is going to be down forever. Okay, since we already know that, so what we are trying to do is we are doing it by using force. So if you want to if you want to drain out the node, even though there are independent parts are running, you need to force it. Okay, second thing is that there are some of the parts which are part of daemon set managed parts. For them, what you need to do, you need to say to the command that, hey, I know that there are the parts which are part of the daemon set, but time being you just ignore it. You just ignore it. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Ignore daemon sets and use -force. So what? Error, cannot delete the pod with local storage. Security context demo. Security context.
Movie I used volume group.
Wait. Okay. Delete local data. One more. I have used some local volumes, MTDIR. MTDIR means host volume that I have used. So that's what it is saying. Right, what exactly that if you drain the node, what will happen? It will move out the pods which are running. Move out means it will not move out, guys. It will kill here and recreate somewhere. Okay, it will kill here and it will recreate somewhere. That's it. Okay. Right. So after that step, what it is going to do is it will mark your node as unschedulable. Very important. It will mark your node as unschedulable. Ashwin, what happened?
Hello.
Ashwin, what happened today?
Nothing, sir.
I told you that you should be on time. Exactly. And I told you already, people will not get the video, whoever not attending the class.
Sir, I joined for at 7:35 only. Means just 5 minutes. It got delayed actually.
Okay, you missed the basic concept in 5 minutes.
I'll
Right,
revise it, sir. I'll revise it again.
right. So all the pods have been evicted. So the pods which are part of the controllers, it has moved out of the node. So what will happen exactly if you drain out the node? It will move out the pods and it will mark the node as unschedulable. Last time when you see the node 1 was schedulable, but this time you see that unschedulable. Who has done this activity? Who has done this activity? The drain command. The drain command. So assume like my activity is done. My activity is done. If I make my node schedulable, okay, if I make my node schedulable, so you need to you need to make the node available once after your maintenance activity is done. So how can you make it? I'll tell you. Once the activity is done, we need to make it as schedulable. Right? You need to make it as schedulable. So what do you mean by schedulable? Okay, how can we make? How can we make it as schedulable? By uncoordinating it. By uncoordinating. Coordinating it. By uncoordinating it. Okay, let me show you. kubectl uncoordinate. Cordon means make the node schedulable. Sorry, unschedulable. Uncoordinate means make the node schedulable. kubectl uncoordinate node 01. Right? So the activity is done. I have rebooted my node. I haven't done it, but I am saying you that you will be doing it. Okay, you have rebooted the node and you should make, even though the node comes back, still it will be in the same state, unschedulable. So you need to make the node as available for scheduling. kubectl uncoordinate node 01. kubectl uncoordinate node 01. Now it said that it has uncoordinate. Uncoordinate means it is available for scheduling. Now if you see that the taint has been removed on this, right? Right? But there are some cases, very important. There are some cases where you need to just make your node unschedulable. You don't need to drain it. You don't need to drain the node, but you need to make the node to be unschedulable. How can we perform that? How can we perform that is cordon. So what is the difference between the drain and cordon?
On drain, all of the underlying replica set move to one or another.
All of the workloads which are part of the controllers, So will be moved out of that node, and then it will make the node unschedulable. But if you just coordinate, it is going to unschedule the nodes. What does it mean? There is no new loads will be deployed on that node. Am I right?
Yes.
Wonderful. This is very useful. Where exactly that it is useful, you know? While you are migrating your, while you are upgrading the cluster in your cloud infrastructure, you need this command. Right, I will explain you while we go to the upgradation. Right, are you guys clear with the this thing, maintenance activity? Any questions, queries? Come on, guys. Any questions?
Sir, this maintenance activity we can do it on client machine also. No? It's not necessary we can do it on master.
It can be done on the master also, but as of now, we are doing on the nodes because we don't have the HA for the master. Right? Yes, we can do it on the master also. While you are doing the master, how you have configured your cluster, based upon that, you need to take the action. Whether you are using the kubeadm or you are using the managed Kubernetes. See, generally what will happen now, if you are using the managed Kubernetes, there is no action required from your end on the master part, right?
Okay.
Only nodes part you need to act.
So best way is for maintenance we go for work on master. That's the thing. So we can utilize that kubeadm command also.
I didn't get you, Pinakin. So which node that I have taken the downtime now?
01.
One. It's not master, no? It's not master, right?
Yeah.
I haven't done because we don't have a alternative master in my setup. If you have setup like that, what you need to do is you can just drain the master also. You can just drain the master also, and you can perform the activities, and you can restart it. You can restart it. Right. And anyway, your nodes will be marked as no schedule, because it will not expect any you know, what is that, any workloads, right? And I told you initially that you will be maintaining 2 power n plus 1 configuration to provide the high availability and tolerance, right? 2 plus 1, so either 3 nodes, 5 nodes, 7 nodes, 9 nodes for your HA cluster. So in case if you take one node out of 3 nodes, nothing will happen, right? Okay. If you guys are clear with the cluster maintenance activity, then we will be moving towards the upgradation. While we are upgrading the cluster, we need to think about the version compatibility. What do you mean by version compatibility? What do you mean by version compatibility? So there are certain master node components, right? For example, you have Kube API server, Kube controller manager or controller manager, anything is fine. Controller manager and scheduler, right? Your scheduler. kubelet, kubeproxy, right? These are the components. Apart from this, you will be having two more, core DNS and HCD. Am I right? Core DNS and HCD. Actually, those are third-party tools, and our Kubernetes is using those tools. So while upgrading, we generally do not include those two components. Once the upgradation activity is done, if there is any compatibility with respect to the core DNS or HCD, you will be downloading the binary and you will be installing. Okay, you will be downloading the binary and you will be installing. Right. Apart from these five, we have one more component, well-known component. What is that? kubectl or kubectl, however you call. So these are the components with respect to your Kubernetes kubeadm, right? So when you are upgrading, there are certain version compatibilities. What are those? So all these components will reach to whom? Your API server. Your API server. Right. All these components will communicate to the API server. So none of these components, none of the left side components cannot have the version more than your API server. So while coming to the version, generally it will be like this, right? Major dot minor dot patch. Am I right? Am I right? So the versions will be like this. So assume like it is having one dot. I am ignoring the patch. You know what do you mean by patch, right? The last one is the patch, and every iteration, every one and a half months, they will be releasing. They will be releasing one minor version. One minor version. So assume like it is at 1.x. 1.x means 1. Okay, let me take 1. Assume like it is 1.15. If it is at 1.15, I told you none of your Masternode components should have more than the version of your API server. So your kube controller manager can be -1 version. So assume like if it is, this is x, this is x, this can be x or x minus 1, x or x minus 1. This one also same, x or x minus 1. Okay, whereas your kubelet and kubeproxy can be two versions lower. I told can be. It can be means the range is x or x minus 1 or x minus 2, right? And same thing for your this thing also, kubeproxy also, x or x minus 1 or x minus 2, right? So means this one, it can be 1.15 or 1.14, right? 1.15, 1.14. This is 1.15 or 1.14 or 1.13, right? 1.15 or 1.14 or 1.13, right? These components can be either of these versions, means still it will support. Okay, but your kubectl is special. is special. Though it is the entire setup, it is a locker. If it is a locker, this is a key. Am I right? kubectl is a key. It has that much importance. That is the reason why this component can be one version higher than your API server. So it can be 1.15. It can be one version lower. It can be one version lower, and it can be one version upper also. This is the only component which can have more than the API server version. It can have. Okay. This is the version compatibility with respect to your cluster components. With respect to the cluster components. Okay, the first point. The supporting versions. The supporting hierarchy, what I can say. The first one is the compatibility version between the components. This is supporting version. What do you mean by supporting version? For suppose, you are running some version X. Suppose you are running some version X. What is the Kubernetes version? Assume like it is 1.15 dot something. This I can use X because patch version can be anything, no problem. So 1.15 is your present Kubernetes version. Assume like 1.15 is the present version, and the Kubernetes support, guys. What do you mean by support? How many people are using the 1+? So they will be releasing the patch versions, right? They will be releasing the patch versions. That is the meaning of support. So if you have 4T or if you have 1+4, you will not get any patch versions. Okay. So if you have 5, I doubt whether you are still getting it or not. But for 1+60 people, they are still getting it, though they have version 8. Same thing like here, the Kubernetes will still try to provide the fixes for the releases up to 3. So 1.14, if the 1.15 is the present version, so you will be getting the patch releases for 1.15, 1.14 and 1.13. That is the meaning of support, guys. That is the meaning of support here. That is the meaning of support. So day before yesterday, they have released the patch versions for 1.18, 1.17 and 1.16. All three, whatever the changes that is being done in Kubernetes, I will be getting a notification, guys, from the official Kubernetes development team. Okay, so I will be getting a notification. So I think day before yesterday, I got a mail saying that they have released the patch versions for 1.18, 1.17 and 1.16, right? So if you have 1.12, it is not being supported, means they don't release any fixes. They don't release any fixes, right? So if when the support is only for the top 3 versions, when you should upgrade? Assume like you are at 1.13 at this moment. they are about to release 1.16, then that is the good time to upgrade to 1.14 at least. Then only you will be having the support fixes, right? Right. So this is the supporting versions. This is the supporting versions. Only top three. Only top three. Okay. For suppose they are releasing 16, you upgrade to 1.14. Suppose they are releasing the 17, at least you will be having the 15. At this moment, we are running with 1.18, right? So you should have your Kubernetes cluster with 1.18 or 1.17 or 1.16 also fine. But before releasing 1.19, you try to upgrade at least 1.17. It's not like our old Linux. Okay. And these are the versions with respect to the Kubernetes official documentation, but every cloud will be maintaining their own versions, guys. Their own versions. So they will be taking the open source Kubernetes and they will be configuring in their cluster as a service. So the upgradation part is not there in our hand. The supporting version they will only give GCP GKE upgrade. I want to show that image. Come on, where is the image? GD. Okay, how actually it will show here is that when you do it for any cloud, you will be having a one small button in your you can't see here. So anyway, I'll be showing you this, but later point of time, not at this moment. I'll show both GKE and AWS also. If anyone interested, let me know. I can show you for Azure also. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm trying to say here is that this is the one that you have installed by using your kubeadm, but you may use the managed service also. When you go for the managed service, the master itself is not in your control, so you don't need to bother about the versions and all. Only the node components that you need to keep changing the versions. Okay, so now when you come to this, assume like this is your cloud managed Kubernetes. So when you open the GKE service, it will be having a button here. It will be having a button here. It will be having a button here. Upgrade to the version, some version. Upgrade button. Okay, once you click on that, it will be showing you what version that you are allowed to upgrade, and you can choose that and you can upgrade the master components. Clear? Clear with respect to the versions? Obviously, your managed Kubernetes will be running at least 2 versions lesser than the present version. I think in GKE the latest version is 1.16 only, even in AWS also, even in Oracle Cloud also. Okay, always because they have to check with respect to the compatibility of their cloud. Okay, any changes that are there in the new version of the Kubernetes, according to that they will enhance their cloud and then they will release the next version. Right, till now any queries, doubts? Till now any questions, queries, doubts? Ismail, what happened today?
Yeah, Babu. Actually, there was one DR activity, so I got a call from office, so I had to log into that. That's why I got delay.
Okay. Yes, Nikhil, I'll show you. I'll show you the versions how to verify. Till now, any questions or doubts? Okay. Next, the ways of upgrading cluster. Number one, with downtime. Number two, without downtime. Number three, with the new nodes. No downtime. Mostly works for clouds. So I have given three options while you are upgrading your cluster. Why you have three options? Okay, all these three options with downtime means, for suppose this is your cluster and these are your nodes, right? These are your nodes, node 1, node 2, node 3. Okay, assume like you have the three nodes, and when you have a downtime for all of your application, assume like it is a new setup. Assume like it's a new setup. So you have a downtime, nothing much workloads are running. You can take down all of them and you can upgrade it. You can take them, all of them, and you can upgrade it, right? The second one is that without downtime. So you try to distribute the loads to the all other nodes, means you drain out this node and then you install the new softwares and you restart. Once that is done, you make it schedulable again and repeat the same procedure for your node 2, and once that is done and you repeat to the your node 3. That is without downtime, by moving the loads to the other nodes, right? If you are running your Kubernetes in your cloud environment, generally what you will be doing is, if you are running on a bare metal, bringing a server is a difficult task. Whereas when you are using the cloud, bringing a instance is a simple task. So instead of you do all these procedures, what you do is that let your nodes run like this, but you bring up a new set of nodes. Bring up of a new set of node. While you are bringing up the new set of nodes, what you do is you install all the latest versions of the software that you want to upgrade to. Okay, you want to upgrade. What are the components that will be running? Kubelet will be running, kubeproxy will be running, and even your Docker also will be running. So you try to install all the latest versions of them, and you bring up the instance. So the instances are already running with the new versions. Now you need to move out the load from this part to this part. How can we do this? This is very important activity, guys. The common activity where you will be doing in your environment if you are using the managed Kubernetes. So you have a pool of servers. This is a pool, guys. So it is very common word, the node pool. How many of you doesn't know a node pool? How many of you doesn't know about a node pool? Node pool means it's a pool of servers, pool of instances. Okay, means more than one instance will be there in that. So it can have one also, but at least one should be there within the pool, right? So all this pool is running with the latest version, right? This pool is running with the latest version, but this pool is running with the older version. Now I want to move out the load which are there in my red node in my old pool. So can someone assist me or help me to move out the loads to the new pool? Anyone? Yeah, Nikhil, go ahead. Hope you understand what I am asking, right?
From old pool to the
Right. I want to move out the workloads from the old pool to the new pool because the activity is the upgradation of the cluster. So I have done in my master I have done, or if it is a managed Kubernetes, I don't need to do anything except by just clicking the one button. Okay, I have done the migration of the master. Now it's a nodes part. While you are doing for the nodes part, you have to be very careful. You have to be very careful because the actual load will be running on the nodes, right? Actual load will be running on the nodes. Now you tell me what is the best way that I can move out of this workload to the new node pool.
one option, sir, we can with the help of node selector we can do in
Node selector is related to the scheduler. So the scheduler job is only while scheduling, not to move out. Am I right? Yes. Can anyone help me in that? Yeah, Pinakin, go ahead. Since you are already working in POC, this is a good opportunity. Go ahead. You can try.
To provide the labels in the
Labels, stains, tolerations, node selector, affinity, all are during scheduling. Yes, okay. You can label your nodes. Fine. But how will you move out from your this one existing node? Yeah, assume like you have.
use the drain.
Okay, which one you want to drain? The red node you want to drain out. Am I right?
Right.
Right, wonderful. So what is the guarantee that only it will move to this? Means either of this, I can say here. Okay. What is the guarantee that the pods which were running on the red node will move to the only the node pool? It can move to here also, right? It can move to here also.
So in that case, we need to make other two node to unschedulable.
Right. Wonderful. Very good. Yes. Yes. This is the common mistake people will do, that they will assume like it will go to on the new node pool only, but no guarantee, right? So what you need to do, you need to make unschedulable the remaining two nodes which are part of that pool. See, once after the red pool is done, anyway, red node is done, I'll come back to the yellow node, then the blue node. Right. So what is the point of moving here, then moving here, then moving here? It is very bad, right? So rather than that, you just make these two nodes unschedulable. How can you make that? How can you make a node unschedulable? Narayan?
Pardon. Button for
Right. Just code in the node. Wonderful. Just code in the node. Wonderful, Nikhil. Very good. Right. So just code in the node. And
without cordon, can we do drain all three at the same time? Will it take time?
so when you run all three nodes drain, is there downtime expected for your pods applications?
Oh, I don't think so. If it is under the replica
Come
set,
on,
it will
why you don't think so? Assume like there is a database pod running. Okay, that will take 30 minutes to come up. That will take 30 minutes to come up. So if you drain all the three nodes, the pod is moving out of this pool and going here, and there it is starting, and it will take 30 minutes. Assume like it take 30 minutes. So 30 minutes downtime is there. Does that make sense? If that is the reason why for you I have given this option. With downtime you can do whatever you want. Right. Have you understood the concept? Any questions, queries here? Ashwin, are you clear? Don't say that, I will revise the video. Everything should be clear within the class, guys. Video is just for namesake. Everything should be clear within the class. Right? Did I miss anything? Okay, right. So with this knowledge, let us start my upgrading our cluster. Can we?
Yes.
Very good. Somnath, any questions, doubts, queries?
In the target cluster pool, there also we have to do the unscheduling for the rest of the pod nodes.
Those are nodes. What do you mean by cluster nodes? They are ready for scheduling. You don't need to do anything extra.
So how can I guarantee it will go to node one that I want in the new pool?
Can anyone answer his question?
By
We need to do some unscheduled.
No. What his question is that, so I in my node pool, I have node 1, node 2, node 3.
Correct.
So what his requirement is that his node 1 of the old pool load should go to the node 1 of the new pool. See, if you are if you don't want to use the default scheduling, you have the manual scheduling options, right?
yes.
You use that. Either you use node selector or you use trained and tolerations, whatever you like.
Yeah, that time we need to take care of scheduling. Yeah.
Yes. If you don't want to use the scheduler brain, you can use our options.
Yes.
Right. What is the present version? kubectl get nodes. Whatever. Okay, let me make it as schedulable. Let me make it as schedulable. Scheduling is disabled because I drained the node and then I haven't uncoordinate. Uncoordinate node 0, 1. Right now we can see. What is the version?
1.18.3.
Okay. Is it a cluster version, or it is a API version, or it is a controller version? This is a kubelet version, guys. Whatever that you are seeing here is that kubelet version. Then you may ask a question, sir, if I install my Kubernetes without the kubeadm, or without the kubeadm, so I may use the Masternode components as a services. In that case, I don't need to run my kubelet in my Masternode. If that is the case, what version that I will see here, right? Either you don't see the only version, or you will not see this entire field. You will not see the entire fields. Okay, because this is the kubelet version. Kubeadm. Do not get confused between these namings. Kubeadm is the tool that we have used for installation of your Kubernetes cluster, right? kubectl is the client. Kubelet is the owner of the ship, right? Because it will be running on each node, and it will be getting instructions from the API server, and it is going to perform its task, and it is going to acknowledge to the API server. All these stories you know already. With that knowledge only we are moving. kubeadm upgrade plan. So they have given the command. They have given the command for us to upgrade. Yeah, Nikhil, you were asking the versions, right? So API server version, current version is this one. Controller manager, this is the current version. Scheduler, this is the current version. Proxy, this is the current version, and it is allowed you to upgrade to this version, right? Patch version. And these two are the third party components. We are using them within our Kubernetes. So you can directly go to there will be binaries available for your CodeDNS and etcd from their GitHub page. You can download and you can install it. So what it is saying is that the CodeDNS and etcd, the current is same one, and the available version also same one. So you don't need to do it. So etcd, the current one and the available one is same. You don't need to do anything, right? Okay, so the procedure is different here. There is a approach for that. Step one. Step one is that first we need to upgrade the kubeadm. I know that most of the people here are from Unix background. If you are upgrading something, and the tool that whatever that you are using for the upgradation, first you will try to upgrade that. Am I right, Narayan?
Yes.
Why? If there are any bugs or issues with respect to that tool, first we will try to resolve that. Right. First we will try to resolve that. Then we'll go for the upgradation. If you, without doing that, if you go for upgradation, we will not be very clear whether that is a problem with the tool that we are upgrading or the upgradation process, right? So we need to upgrade the kubeadm, and then second step is that step 2, we need to upgrade the Masternode components. Now I have a question. If my master is down, what will happen to my running applications? Ismail can answer this. It is very simple question for you. Ismail, if if my master node is not running, will there be any impact for my running applications? Who can answer my question? Yes, no. Only two answers, right? Come on, guys. Will there be an impact for my applications?
No.
No, but we are not doing scheduling anything new.
Okay, that's why I am asking you that running applications.
No, there is no impact, I believe.
Narayan saying is that there is no impact. How about the remaining people? Yes, no?
No, no.
No, right. To clarify that, if you want to run a container, do you need to have a Kubernetes? Question is very clear. If you want to run a container, Docker container, you should have the Kubernetes or not.
No?
No.
Docker is fine.
Yes.
Docker is fine, right? That is the only one that can create the container. If that is the case, though if the master is down, what will happen to the running container? Nothing will happen, right? Kubernetes is an orchestration tool. It is going to just decide where the load has to be run, then it is going to spawn up the containers by using the Docker. Right? It's like your manager. Assume like your manager went for vacation, but your production operation will stop.
No?
No new decision will be taken. No team out lunch or no new Chinese, no new Chinese or no relieving. Right? But the existing people can continue to work. Am I right?
People continue to work happily.
What happened? Leave, leave anyway. That is up to you, right? You will utilize your leaves, right? Once that activity is done, we need to upgrade the Masternode components. Then we will come to the upgrade the worker nodes. I mean to say nodes. Upgrade the nodes. This is what that you need to do. This is what that you need to do. Remember, guys, there is no rollout activity. I think you cannot. I mean to say, you cannot roll back it. You cannot roll back it. So let us do one by one. We will use the official documentation. So the procedure will varying little bit between the versions. That is the reason why they have given the procedure for each and every one. One more thing that you need to remember, I told you that the latest three versions only it is supported, right? Assume like you have 15, 14 and 13 and you are running at 1.13. If I want to upgrade to 1.5, 1.15, so what should I do? Can I upgrade from 1.13 to 1.15? No, not supported. So then what is the approach? You upgrade to 1.14, then you upgrade from 14 to 15. Sometimes it is going to stop you. It is going to stop you while upgrading. So you need to read the release note. So if they are saying that the Docker version should be this is the version for your Kubernetes version, first you should upgrade your Docker version on the nodes. First you should upgrade the Docker version on the nodes. Then you start upgrading your cluster. Upgrading Docker version is something like, just new version we need to do it. Anyway, okay. So you need to do it one minor version at a time. This is the minor version, guys. One minor version at a time. You do not have a option to migrate two minor versions at a time. So one by one you have to do it. Okay, if that is the case, how about the patch version? How about the patch version? Assume like I have 1.15.1 running version and this is present. You have 1.15.8. Okay, this is the latest. Can I directly go to the latest patch version?
Yes.
Yes, you are allowed to directly go to the direct patch version. No problem. Why? The patch means it is not going to give any new features. It is not going to remove any existing features. All it is going to give you for the existing code, the new bug fixes it is going to give. Nothing else. The code point of view, there won't be any changes except the fixes. Clear? Right. So since we are migrating from 1.18.x to 1.18.y, we are using this procedure. In case if you are migrating from 1.16 to 1.17, you can use this procedure. In case if it is anything lower than that, you can use this procedure. Okay, I told you the supporting versions means the releasing of the patches, guys. Okay, that doesn't mean that you are not allowed to upgrade. No, not like that. The supporting versions means they will be releasing. See, 1+1 people are still using. 1+1 people are still using, but they are running with their older versions. They will not be having the latest fixes for that, as per my knowledge, guys. Just I am trying to explain the real-time example for your understanding purpose only. Right. So there will be some prerequisites that you need to take care of. Okay, first you need to run a apt update. If it is a Linux, I mean to say Ubuntu, Debian, and Hyperion OS. I don't know what is this. Does anyone have heard about this OS, guys?
No.
Anyway, good. Okay. If it is CentOS or Red Hat or Fedora, this is the procedure. Do not ask if it is a Solaris, what should I do? Do not ask if it is a Windows, what should I do? Okay, that is different. You will not be using that. Just for simply talking, we can talk anything. Okay, first, what I am trying to do here, determine which version to upgrade. Okay, so you need to run this command. After that, if you run apt cache medicine kubeadm, it is going to give what are the latest versions that are available with respect to the kubeadm. I know that you are clear with this. You have a kubeadm, you have these versions, but I need to first upgrade. I need to first upgrade the kubeadm itself, right? So that is the reason why I am doing it. Change settings window. Good that I have noticed it. 35 patches can be upgraded. Okay, and I'll encourage you to use official documentation only. Yes. So I can see the kubeadm, the latest version 1.18.4, right? 1.18.4. That's what that you are going to achieve from this. Once you found that, then we will upgrade the control plane component, means the master node. So inside the master node, you have the kubeadm. So that one that you are going to upgrade. So we are doing multiple commands at the same time. That is the reason why we are concatenating by using the N symbol. apt mark unhold kubeadm. So which version that you want to give here? That is very important. Oh, did I give? Okay, fine. So while selecting, you should be very clear that which version that you want to use it. I want to use 1.18.4, right? Till here, let me copy. So what I am doing here, I am just updating my kubeadm. Why? Because by using kubeadm only, I will upgrade my Kubernetes cluster. So that is the reason why first I am upgrading the tool. Dot You can see here. You can copy paste this one also, not a problem. Right? 1.18.4 -00. The common mistake that we usually do is that by ignoring -00, if you miss that -00, it will not work. I'm telling you. So I am installing the new version of the kubeadm. The earlier kubeadm version is, okay, let it finish. Then I can scroll up. Right. So let me run setting up the kubeadm. You can see this. Right. Kubeadm version -short. I think the short, some versions it is not working. Let me remove this. Right, you can see that the version have been upgraded to 1.18.4. Right, the version have been upgraded to 1.18.4. Then what is the next step? You have to upgrade your cluster. Okay, one more thing that you need to notice here is that they will be giving one more option. Since apt-get version 1.1, you can also, from this version, you can also run this command. So either of these, do not try to run both, guys. Don't try to run both. This is either of. Right, when you run kubeadm version, you can see that. So if you are running the multiple master nodes, you can drain the node by passing the workloads, if any. Is there any guarantee that the master node should not run any workloads? No, right? If you make it schedulable, the workloads can come on the master node also, right? So if you want to drain the master node to a particular node, so what you are exactly saying that, hey, I want to take a maintenance window for my master node, okay, and I just want to means the node which you want to drain out, right? So I don't want to do that because why? There is no other node. Though you drain it out, or don't drain it, nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. So what I will do is I will perform the. Hey, come on! What happened? Okay. kubeadm upgrade plan. So what is the first step that I have done? I have upgraded my kubeadm version. Now I am running the plan. Plan is just going to give you that what is the present and what is the version that you can upgrade, and it is going to give one command below, right? So if I run this, most of the components will be upgraded except kubelet. I am telling you guys, I am repeating once again. If you perform the kubeadm upgrade apply, it is going to change the version for all of the masternode components except kubelet. Okay, so kubelet you need to upgrade it again. Yes, what it is saying is the cluster version is 1.18.3. It is going to upgrade to 1.18.4. Yes, I am saying. When we are discussing about the managed Kubernetes, just remind me, I'll show that how to upgrade the master node. Just one button will be there. You don't need to do anything. The reason for not upgrading the cluster version immediately with respect to the official Kubernetes version is that they will not be knowing what kind of issues that their customers will face. You know that, right? Cloud means most reliability and most of the time it should be high available. 99.999 something they will be giving, right, with respect to the regions, right? With respect to if you are choosing a multi-region cluster setup, they will be saying that 99.999 some 6 digits or something. They will say that the HA high availability. So it's not that easy for them to immediately. For suppose you are at 1.18. If you go to the cloud, you may be seeing 1.15 in some cases, in 1.16 in some cases, not even 1.17. The reason is that they cannot upgrade like that. Okay, since Kubernetes is a open source, they will be taking that and they will be customizing according to their requirement. Little bit, the major changes they don't do it. So most compatibility that they will be doing, and they will be using inside their cluster. Can you see? Can you see this command? Right? Can you see this output? It is saying that it has been upgraded to 1.18.4, and one more statement that it has given. Can you see that? Now that your control plane is upgraded, please proceed with upgrading your kubelets. Right? What does it mean? Your kubeadm tool will not upgrade the kubelets. Okay, for that, okay, now if you run that kubeadm upgrade plan. So first step is update your kubeadm tool. Then by using that kubeadm, you can see that by using that kubeadm tool, you upgrade your cluster. kubectl get nodes. If I run this command, can I see the version change? Yes, no? Yes. Who said yes? Can anyone tell me why the version is showing as the older version?
It's kubelet version.
Right, it is the kubelet version, and your kubeadm tool will not upgrade the kubelets. Right, and the version what you are seeing here is a kubelet version. Okay, let me upgrade the kubelet now.
So just in case if we don't install a kubelet on the master.
Wait for a while. Let me finish the task and I'll come back to you. Okay, once this activity is done, you need to upgrade your CNI provider plugin. So what are the CNIs that you have and which one that you are using? We are using the WaveNet. Go to the WaveNet and look for the latest version, and if it is not running the latest version, then you can start upgrading. Just download the binary, guys. Just however that we have done, right? If you guys you remember the WaveNet, how we have done, just downloaded and installed it. So same way that you can do it from this WaveWorks if it is Wave. Other than that, if you are using any other plugins, something like Flannel, Calico, right? Yeah, Calico. If you are running any other plugins, you can. Otherwise, if you have created your own plugin by using the CNI rules, there are lots of the network rules. By obeying all those rules, you have to write your own plugin. Since we guys don't spend the time, we will be using the third party ones. Everyone will use. No one will develop their own, because developing a tool is not that easy. Okay, let's come back here. So once if you have drain your master node, then you just undrain your master. Additional control plane nodes. Since you have any other master nodes, then you need to on the other master nodes, you need to just run this command instead of again kubeadm upgrade apply. Okay. Instead of the kubeadm upgrade apply on the other master nodes when you are running the HCL setup. So you have done on the first master node, that is done. Then you need to go to the second master. There you need to just run kubeadm upgrade node, that is sufficient. And you need to repeat on the third node also. You are not supposed to do this one. You are not supposed to do this one, not required actually. Next, upgrade the kubelet and kubectl. If your kubectl is running, then you need to use the kubectl, because I am running my kubectl here, right? In my master kubectl I am running here. You can see the version. You can see the version. You can see the version with respect to this kubectl version, right? And if you are running the kubectl, what is the use cases for the kubectl to run on the master? Wherever that you want to run your commands, there your kubectl will be there. Otherwise, not required. So let me upgrade this. I am still on the master node. Uh, 1.18.04. Ah, shit. Just bear me with another 10 to 15 minutes, guys. Dot 04 or 4, which one? 4. Hyphen 00. This is better, right? Apt-get update, apt-get install, kubelet 1.18.4 and kubectl 1.18.4. So it is 1.18.4. Kubelet is getting installed. So it has set up the kubelet and kubectl versions with the latest, right? 1.18.4. So once that activity is done, you need to restart your kubelet. So for that, first you need to restart the daemon. You should reload. Some people will be doing this step first. Don't do that. You first do this step first, then you restart your cluster. Daemon reload. If the kubelet is running on that, otherwise not required. I told you the use cases for the kubelet to run on the node. If you run status, it should be active and running. Okay. Right. So your master node Master node part is done. So if you have another master nodes also, you have to repeat the same steps, right? Once that is done, you need to perform the upgradation activity on the worker node. So log into the node 01. Log into the node 01. Let me see whether I doubt actually. I don't have a key for node 01, I think. Let me recreate for the next one. Oh, okay. This is the new thing, right? Yes, it should be. I was thinking that this is the old cluster. Anyway, that problem has been resolved, guys. Automatic. I haven't done anything. It is not touching the CPU or the disk IO to 100%. It is on normal condition. I haven't done anything. Maybe some process was holding the CPU for a long time. So I am logging into my node 01. Migrant. What happened? I'm 27.0.0.1. Okay. This is port 2200, right? That is the cause. That's why it's refusing. Right. I am on the node 01. So on the node 01, generally what are all things that you will be having? You will be running kubeproxy and kubelet. Right? You will be running kubeproxy and kubelet. Let me increase the session. So on the this is done. Okay. No, this is the one that we are going to perform. Okay. I have to get on hold and upgrade the kubeadm on all worker nodes. Why do you have a kubeadm on the worker nodes? Anyone can tell me that answer? kubeadm, you are on the node 01. Why do you need to have a kubeadm on the nodes? If you remember, you have ran a command kubeadm join, right? Right, Pinakin?
Yeah.
So for that reason, you will be having the kubeadm on the worker nodes. Let me do it parallelly on the node 2 also. Anyway, parallelly not possible because you need to drain the node, right? With respect to the certification, guys, CKA, when I was writing, they haven't asked anything about the upgradation. Okay, but they may ask also, and if they are asking to perform some activity, they will be giving the highest score for this activity. 7% is the highest, guys. 7% score is the highest that they will be providing. So either a backup or a upgrade, either of these two things that they will ask. When I was writing, they were asking to take a backup. Right, I told you that do not repeat these steps, either of first one or second one. Next, drain the node, right? So kubectl drain. Okay, can I run this command on the node 01 kubectl drain node? I cannot, because kubectl won't be there on your node 01. Kubectl drain node 01. Use ignore daemon sets. You might have confusing, sir. I have done the ignore daemon set already last time, but why you again need to run? Because when you make your node schedulable, immediately your daemon set will launch one pod there. That is the job of that. Okay, that is drain now. kubectl get nodes. If you see, it will show as unschedulable. Scheduling is disabled. Right, scheduling is disabled. Okay, you can see here that I have upgraded the master node kubelet, right? That is the reason why you can see 4. The remaining 2 are 3 only, because those are the nodes. Next, I have drained it, and I will be running a kubeadm upgrade node. Upgrade the kubelet configuration. Okay. Okay, on node 01, kubeadm upgrade node. Downloading configuration. Okay, writing the kubelet. Okay, fine. Configuration for this node was successfully updated. Now you should go ahead and upgrade your kubelet package using the kubelet. Right. Kubectl won't be there on your worker nodes, so you don't need to include your kubectl. You can verify kubectl whether it is there. Yes, it is there. I think we have installed as part of our packages. That's fine. But kubectl get nodes will not work in your node 01 and node 02, because you will not be having the conf file under .cube. You can come back and read this document once again. If you don't understand, I think they have given the enough information. Right, it is doing on the node 01. Then you need to restart the kubelet. And once after restarting, you need to uncorden the node. Guys, the cordon, uncorden, drain, all these 3 are very important. So most of the people doesn't know about cordon. Even in your certification exam, there is a direct question to make one of the node as unschedulable. They will not ask you to drain. They will be asking you to just make the node as unschedulable. 90% people, they will drain the node without uncordoning. Sorry, without cordoning. They will think that that is only the cordoning way. No. So I'm just restarting. All common mistakes people used to do during certification, I usually explain, guys. If you can catch it, you will be able to complete your certification in first attempt only. Uncorden the node, right? kubectl, I am in the node 01, so it will not work there. kubectl uncorden node 01. I told you, right? So wherever your config file is there under the .cube, there only this kubectl command will work. The remaining places just command will work, but it cannot connect to the cluster. Because to connect to the cluster, the information will be there in config file only. That config file won't be there. That is the reason why for kubectl it will not, don't know where to connect. Okay, right now if you see, now your node 1 is ready and it is running with 1.18.4. So repeat the same step for your node 2 also. 5 more minutes, guys. 127.0.0.1. Where I am typing 127.0.0.1 02. The person who said that yes in first place for today's class, that guy is not there. That guy is not there itself. Anyway, on 127.0.0.1 tab 01. Yes. Ashwin is practicing well. He has come up with many scenarios what I have asked to implement during the class. I should appreciate Ashwin. I am expecting same thing from everyone. Do as much practice that you can, so that you can play with Kubernetes without anybody's help, any other documentation except the help and except the kubernetes.io. Sudo su-. Now I am in the node 2, right? I am in the node 2. Let me enlarge this. Okay, node 2 only, right? So repeat the same step. Repeat the same steps. Go to the upgrade worker nodes. Upgrade your kubeadm. Once upgradation of the kubeadm tool is done, then you can drain the node. Then you can upgrade the kubelet. Drain will not work from here. You have to go to the master node. Node 02. If there are the pods that are running independently, you need to apply the force. What it is saying is that there are pending nodes to be drained. Error cannot delete the pods not managed. So what you need to run? --- force. Right, these many pods were running. And oh my god, I did not made my node 01 as, is my node 01 is schedulable? Did I? Yes. Okay, good. I thought that I forgotten that. Yeah, I have uncoded, right? So it is schedulable, no problem. What I was thinking that I forgot to uncoded my node 01 so that the load, it doesn't know where to go. You should get one question here. Sir, I have drained out my node 01. So all the load have been moved to the node 02. Now I am moving back from node 0 to node 01. Is there a downtime for my applications? Yes. Yes, am I right? Nikhil, there is a downtime for my applications. What is the downtime? The time that is required to go down and come up. Why? At this moment, all the load is running on the node 2 only. There is nothing running on node 01. Right? There is nothing running on the node 01. So when you are moving out of your load from node 0 to node 01, it will go everything from node 0 to node 01. There is a downtime expected. And that too depends. That too depends how many replicas that you are running. If you are running more than 2 replicas, it will try to first place the first replica on the node 01. Once that is come up, then it will move the second replica. If you are running only one replica, yes, there is a downtime expected. So nobody will run 2 nodes, guys. Nobody will run 2 nodes. They will be running 3, means the node pool size 3, 5. You can see hundreds of nodes also, depends upon the workload that they are running. Master nodes only 3, but your worker nodes will be 100, thousands also you can configure. Right. So that is the reason why architect is required to set up the new things. So you need to run the kubeadm upgrade node. It is going to update the kubeadm configuration. Kubelet configuration. Once that is done, shit. You know what is the mistake? I have to run that command here. Anyway, just updating will not happen anything. Just updating will not happen anything. Upgrade node. You should be very careful while we are doing it. Sir. Should be very careful because all of your applications, company's applications will be running here only, right? That is the reason why you have to pay extra attention while you are performing any activity in your Kubernetes. Because all your workload will be running there only. If that is creating the problem, your job will be in trouble. Okay, one more question. Can we have class tomorrow or you want a break?
No, sir.
No, sir. Break.
Break, sir.
I am okay to take the class. If you guys are okay, I can. If you guys want to break, you can. Anything is fine for me. If I have a majority people, I can take the class.
If others are okay, we'll have it on Monday, sir.
Monday, anyway, we have the class, sir.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about that. I am asking about tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, Ashwin.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Is Sunday. If you want to take time for practicing it, I will not take the class tomorrow. Else we can have it. Anyway, I can understand that people want to spend some time on practicing.
Here, not here.
Yeah, good. Even I realized that before running. Good catch. Node 02. Right. Tutorial get nodes. Right now you can see that all of them have been upgraded. All of them have been upgraded. Right? That's it, guys. So this is how that you need to perform the upgradation of the Kubernetes. So everything you should know. Everything you should know. So before you perform the activity, you should understand where this load will go. How can you know that? Because you have set up the cluster. So what labels that you have provided and what node selectors that you have given, you know it, right? So you should evaluate where the load is going. You do not make only one node available for scheduling. I mean to say, if you say that node, if you say node name in your pod spec, and when you try to code in that, what will happen, where that pod will go? It will not go anywhere else except that node. So you should configure it properly, and you should know before performing the activity where the load will move. Okay, then only then you decide to upgrade. Till then, you take your time to evaluate your cluster configuration. Does that make sense? Narayan, Pinakin, Nikhil, Somnath, Ashwin.
Yeah.
Any
Yes.
questions or queries? Any questions or queries?
Just in case if we have multiple node in our cluster, so
Yeah, you will be having multiple nodes, no doubt in that.
yes. So in that case, we have to do it one by one.
Yes, one by one.
I mean, if we have 50 node, then one by one.
One by one only, sir.
Okay.
One by
Then,
one only.
okay. One more question is that for master node we have installed kubelet, right? So then only it is showing this version here. If it will get more.
When you install Kubernetes by using kubeadm, yes, kubelet will be there on your master node. Else, no.
And one last question. And if we are not installing so kubeadm, if it is the hard way, then the process will be something different.
Process will be entirely changed. So if you have installed your Kubernetes by using the hard way, you have to take the each and every component latest version, and you need to install that one. You don't have an option by using the kubeadm tool. So how much time that is taking to install the Kubernetes, even for the upgradation also will take the same time.
So sir, mostly in an organization, which mechanism they use to install the Kubernetes?
Either cloud. Okay.
No, I mean for bare metal.
No. Let me explain. That's what you are not allowing me to tell.
Oh, okay, sir.
Okay. Either the cloud or they will be going with kubeadm.
Okay.
There are some other tools also, guys. There is a tool called kubespray. If people are using Ansible, they will use the kubespray also. Because Kubernetes is a open source. Anyone can. There is one more tool called Rancher. And some people can use OpenShift.
OpenShift. Okay.
Shift is really good, sir.
Which one, sir?
OpenShift. No need to do anything.
Sir, OpenShift is for the bare metal who want to manage like a cloud. Okay.
Yes,
So,
but in our organization we are using OpenShift, sir.
Yes. I have a plan actually, Narayan. Because if people don't want to move to the cloud and they want the similar setup like a cloud, they will be using the OpenShift. So OpenShift is going to work on top of Kubernetes only. Without knowing Kubernetes, just working on the cloud is something like, watching a Chinese movie.
Yes, sir. Same. You no need to do anything. Just
Yes,
click on the button.
yes. Same thing, however, that you are doing on the cloud console.
Yes, sir.
Same thing. Just drag and drop. It will be ready for you. Anyway, let's see that one also in future. I have a plan for that one also. Yeah, any other questions? Come on, guys. Yeah, Ashwin, go ahead.
No questions for now, sir. We'll revise, and if anything is there, we'll ask in later tomorrow.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, guys. See you on Monday, same time. Be sharp at 7:30 because the initial concept you will miss if you come 1 or 2 minutes late also. Right. I can see something in the chat. Hold on. No issues expect. Okay. Right, Nikhil. Thank you, guys. See you on Monday. Have a nice weekend. Bye for now.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you, sir.